Mark, so good to see you. Today we start with an important question. Are you taking on too much risk? 4 signs you might be. Risk isn't just about the numbers, it's about how you feel when market conditions change. So let's talk through 4 signs that you may be taking on more risk than you should. Number 1, you check your accounts constantly, but how often is too often?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And by the way, Happy New Year, Erin,
You too.
and Happy 2026. So the answer is really it depends. But if you find yourself checking the accounts and it's creating a lot of emotional anxiety, I would say you're probably looking at things too much because again, we're looking at things we can't control, and markets go up and down.
Right.
And obviously, when they're going down or we hear some news, it can create a lot of anxiety. So really what we have to kind of, and we'll stress this throughout this talk, is we have to come back to our plan. And
Mhm.
the plan is really going to guide all the decisions, because I look at it and go, what are the variables you can control? Stop looking at the variables you can't control.
Mhm. Right, really good point. All right, number 2, ask yourself, do you lose sleep when the market drops? You were just touching on this, Mark. Sometimes it's very hard to tune out those headlines.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So if we're losing sleep, or we've got, so it's bugging us, or we're constantly thinking about it, we really need to check in with that. And I think, this is where an advisor plays such an important role, because that person is dedicated to basically keeping that person on track and really get him to refocus on the important things. Is the plan, no matter what's going on in the economy, what's going on in the markets, is the plan meeting its goals and objectives for the client? That's where we have to go with that. And ultimately, if we understand that should alleviate that emotional anxiety, and we should be able to sleep it, because we want to sleep at night. We don't want to be worrying about this.
Absolutely. No, a plan brings peace of mind. That's a good reminder. Number 3, I mean, these are all very much related, but third sign you're taking on too much risk. You've made panic-driven decisions before. This is something we've talked about, Mark. This is known as the investing cycle of emotions, when we as humans tend to do or want to do the exact opposite of what we should be doing.
Yeah, so I mean, look at '08 as an example. Many people were riding that euphoria, and then it started to drop, and you get through different cycles where you're going, oh, it'll come back, and then it's not coming back, and then you get depression, and then ultimately it's capitulation, where we throw in the towel. And see, we never want to get to that point, because emotionally, that's going to drive all our decisions. And many people did that. They went to cash, and guess what? Many of them never got back in. They never recovered.
Mhm.
So really the point is, if we come back to the plan and we have the right strategies in place, we'll never get to that point, because as an advisor's role is really, it's I look at it and I go, hey, I should have a degree in behavioral psychology
Yeah, right.
we counsel our clients on more often than not. But yeah, you've got to be reaching out to those people. And if you don't have an advisor and you're suffering from this, then you might want to look at getting that relationship in place.
Yeah, really good point. Having a plan based on data rather than emotion. So
Yep.
important. All right. Number 4, you feel pressure to chase those returns, very similar to the behavioral investing there. This is known as FOMO.
Yeah, and this can work. I mean, but again, if we're trying to chase like Nvidia or AI returns or anything like that that's doing really well, we have to kind of step back, because as those things go up, there's more risk, because trees don't grow to the sky. And again, we have to go, well, okay, yeah, we can have some of that, and that's the fun part when that stuff's going up. But if you think about it, the emotional part of making money or making a return versus loss, the loss part of it is much more painful than what the euphoria is. So again, it comes back to plan objectives, goals, and the strategies that we're incorporating to manage that drawdown, manage that risk.
Right. Well said. Well, Mark, I know this is what you specialize in, but can just spell it out for us. How can working with a financial advisor help us stay in line with our risk tolerance?
So, there's lots of studies. Actually, Vanguard did a study, and they proved that working with the appropriate advisor can add a tremendous amount of value. In fact, it can add performance, even though people are paying them a fee. But more importantly, the role of that advisor is to keep the client on track with what those goals are and objectives are. And ultimately, with those check-ins periodically, it's re-stress testing those goals and objectives. Is this going to continue to work based on what we're currently dealing with all the economy and everything else that's going on?
Right.
So ultimately, yeah, that's really the value add and many other things that the advisor brings to the role with the client.
Right. And those ongoing conversations, so important because your risk tolerance can change over the course of your retirement. So this is definitely a moving target. But Mark, if somebody would like to sit down with you, find out if they are taking on too much risk, if they'd like to learn where their risk tolerance is and create that financial plan, which brings peace of mind, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, so again, this is called getting a second opinion. So they can easily reach out to us, give us a call. Phone number is 303-681-0113. Myself, anyone on our team would love to chat. We can set up a Zoom call, in-person meeting, or just a phone call and chat about it. Or you can go to our website, McGregorwealth.com, and you can easily schedule an appointment there. It actually links directly to my calendar. But yeah, we'd love to have a conversation with you about this.
Great. Mark, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Erin.